Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day. A little bit out of breath after a long bike ride. But here I go. So you meet someone that you haven't seen for 10 years and you ask them, how are you? How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. And he says, I'm cut up. Not sure if you heard him right. You go, what? Yeah, I'm cut up. I'm cut up. You go, what do you mean? Well, 10 years ago I had cancer. And they put me under the knife for, what was it, 9.5 hours. It was a long time. So they cut me up. So, how are you today? Oh, I'm totally fine. My gosh, I'm doing so well. And I'm so happy. I had the greatest doctor. And I'm not going to tell you the details because it'll take another 20 minutes. But you wonder, why does he say I'm cut up? When that happened 10 years ago, and they stitched him up, and after 5 or 6 weeks, he was out of the hospital. He was recovering. Within 1.5 years, he was back to all of his activities like before the surgery and doing well, just every once in a while, every 6 months for checkups, and whatever he had to do that the doctor asked him to do. So some of you, you're going to say, that's absolutely absurd. Well, really? You come to someone and you say, oh, so how are you? What's happening? How's your marriage? How's everything? And they go, I'm divorced. You're divorced? I'm so sorry to hear that. When did that happen? 10 years ago. What I'm going to share with you might not be the truth, but it is the way I see it. Only the way I see it. When one is together in a relationship, when one is married, there's a status of marriage. They are together. If for whatever reason, that there's no other choice, and this marriage needs to dissolve, it needs to come to an end, it needs to sever, it needs to divorce, then you go through a process. Well, the process of the technical process of the value of the monetary stuff could take weeks, months, and many times even years. But the actual divorce is a matter of minutes, hours, and you apply, and the lawyer gets back to you, and you sign papers, and let's say it takes a month, and you're divorced. So that divorce to me is similar to a surgery. There was a moment, or a long moment, or a period that the change in one's status took place. And what happens afterwards, you could call it single. And what happened to me 4 years ago was stunning that it came natural, because most of the stuff is not natural to me. Most of the positive speech is through analyzing, critical thinking, and just making sure that my language is positive. But I remember after my divorce, when someone came to me and says, oh, so how's your wife? How's your children? And I'm so proud that it came natural to me. And I says, oh, I'm independent. And they go, what? I'm independent. And go, what do you mean? Very few people afterwards actually understood, and they started laughing. And they go, oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful way of looking at it. I am independent. So I told them I was married. Then there was a period where I was divorced, and then I fell into the status of independent, which means I don't need to ask. Or before I leave, before I come, before I go, I don't have to report, which one should when they're in a relationship, because you're one unit, you're working together. My psyche, my brain did not want to look at it like this cancer survivor for 10 years. I'm cut up. I think I'll continue next week. Please join me. Until then, always remember, you're way greater than you think you are.